Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me. One was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen.
She is Lori Vallow, officially known as Doomsday Mom. While the world pondered the safety of her two missing children, her name echoed with mystery.
Where are your kids? No comment?
She and her newlywed spouse remained silent. Yet after 3 years, something mysterious happened. This is going to be the story of Lori Vallow. Before we dive into detail, hit the red subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay in touch. Let's dive into the case. Lori Vallow, initially known for her happy marriage with businessman Charles Vallow, had two lovely children, Tylee and JJ. Everything seemed perfect. However, a twist occurred when Lori and Charles adopted JJ, who had autism. Friends admired Lori's patience with her role as a caring mother. Life turned dark when Lori met Chad Daybell, a Doomsday author in Idaho. Their connection led to religious podcasts and raised questions among their close ones. Chad was married to Tammy, raising 5 children. Things got even stranger when Lori and Chad began talking about zombies, individuals possessed by dark spirits. Lori called Charles a demon, causing him to fear her. Charles went to the police expressing concerns about Lori's belief in God and her threats to his life. This startling transformation in Lori's life intrigued everyone and set a series of mysterious events in motion.
Always mad at me, right here, and he doesn't want a divorce, but I don't like him.
Charles Vallow filed for divorce from Lori, fearing for their safety. During a visit to Lori's Arizona home to drop off their son JJ, Charles was fatally shot by Lori's brother, Alex Cox, who claimed it was a result from a fight.
It turns out that later on it was a felony.
I turned around and he hit me in the back of the head with the bat.
Lori and Alex conveyed this to the police and revealed shocking things.
You grabbed him from behind,
Yes.
around the neck or
Over the shoulder like this.
okay. You grabbed him from behind.
Yeah.
You pulled him back, and you guys
I
both
pulled him
went
back,
to
we
the
both
ground.
went to the ground, yeah.
Okay.
According to them, it was a tragic and startling incident.
You're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles, but I can murder you now.
After Charles's tragic death, Lori Vallow's connection with Chad Daybell took a dark turn. She relocated to Idaho with her children, Tylee and JJ, and her brother, Alex Cox. During a trip to Yellowstone National Park on September 8, 2019, Tylee mysteriously vanished. The last known photo of her was taken during this trip. Disturbingly, Lori had referred to Tylee as a zombie. The situation took an even more sinister turn when on September 22, 2019, JJ Vallow disappeared. Melanie Gibb, who had been staying with Lori, stated that Alex Cox carried JJ into Lori's apartment, but Lori later confirmed or claimed that JJ had become a zombie as well, and Cox had taken him away. More questions arose when investigators discovered that Alex Cox's cell phone placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard for 2 hours on the morning of September 9, 2019, following Tylee's disappearance. About 14 minutes after Cox left, Chad Daybell sent a suspicious text about a raccoon, raising doubts. The mysteries deepened further with the tragic death of Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife. Her death occurred in suspicious circumstances, but the full truth remained elusive. With Lori's children's whereabouts unknown and a series of unsettling events surrounding those connected to her, the story took a sinister and mysterious turn, leaving everyone wondering what had truly happened to Tylee and JJ. The unraveling narrative had become a perplexing enigma that demanded answers. When Tammy Daybell passed away, her family didn't ask for an autopsy, believing she died naturally. Shortly after, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow got married in Hawaii. JJ's grandmother, concerned about him, asked the police to check on him.
Brother and sister. Can't be that hard to answer.
Tell us where the kids are. That's all I want to know.
When the police looked for JJ, Lori lied, saying he was with Melanie Gibb in Arizona, but that wasn't true. Her friend denied this.
The police had been there asking for JJ, and that she told the police that I had JJ, that I was at a movie called Frozen.
Tylee, JJ's sister, was also missing. The police started searching everywhere for them. Despite all this, Chad and Lori returned to Hawaii. Then, Tammy Daybell's body was examined for an autopsy because her death seemed strange. In the same month, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, died in Arizona from natural causes. The police ordered Lori to produce her children, but she didn't, so she was arrested in Hawaii and brought back to Idaho. Even after her arrest, Lori and Chad didn't say where the children were.
Where are your kids? No comment? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
June 9th, 2020, the Rexburg Police, the FBI, and the Fremont County Sheriff's Office searched Chad Daybell's property, hoping to unravel the mysteries of this puzzling story. Authorities decided to dig precisely where Alex Cox's phone was last communicated on September of 2019. Shockingly, they unearthed shallow graves with human remains that unraveled a haunting puzzle.
A major break.
Throughout the investigation, detectives and investigators have recovered what's believed to be human remains.
In a heartbreaking twist, they found J.J. Vallow buried under a tree, and chillingly about 50 yards away, they discovered that Tylee's grave was within Daybell's pet cemetery. What's baffling is that Chad Daybell had eerily mentioned the same location in a previous text, saying he was burying a raccoon. Now here's where it gets even more mysterious. Investigators searched the pet cemetery but found no trace of a raccoon. The family revealed the existence of a second pet cemetery on the property, a detail previously missed. Chad Daybell was swiftly arrested.
Found human remains at their stepfather's home in Idaho, as we see Chad Daybell's mugshot there for the very first time.
But the story doesn't end there. The identified remains were confirmed as J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. A memorial now stands along the Daybell's fence in their memory. Both Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow Daybell were charged with first-degree murder in the tragic deaths of J.J. and Tylee. Chad also faced additional charges for the murder of his first wife, Tammy. Surprisingly, money played a substantial role in the case. Prosecutors alleged that the couple had financially benefited from these deaths, siphoning federal benefits and insurance payouts. Their motive appeared to be building a new life together. Charges against Lori Vallow included grand theft, accusing her of using Social Security frauds meant for Tylee and JJ's care without reporting Tylee's demise. Curiously, Chad Daybell had upped Tammy's life insurance just a month before her sudden death. The case is a web of mysteries, with money, power, and secrets at its heart. On April 19, 2022, Lori Vallow faced the judge, definitely refusing to enter the plea for her charges. With an air of mystery, Judge Stephen Boyce took it upon himself to utter a not guilty plea on her behalf.
Lori and her cell phone were shut off. We attempted to get a hold of Chad and never gotten any return phone calls. And in fact, they retained an attorney and refused to answer any questions.
What's more, Lori and Chad found themselves in the quaint Idaho town of St. Anthony that day. Lori's arrangement had been postponed while she received medication at a mental health facility, and Chad was attending a hearing about his trial's location. But the plot thickens as prosecutors allude to a startling possibility. If Lori is found guilty, she may face the death penalty given the exceptional, cruel nature of the crimes and motive of the financial gain. A cryptic request comes from Lori's defense team, who asked to revert the case a grand jury due to perplexing construction of the conspiracy charges. The Daybells, Lori and Chad, continue to assert their innocence in the face of murder, conspiracy, and grand theft allegations, all linked to the tragic deaths of 7-year-old Joshua Vallow, known as JJ, and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan.
You were convicted of the first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan. You are sentenced to the custody of the State Board of Corrections to serve the maximum allowed sentence of fixed determinate term of life imprisonment with no possibility of parole. On count 4, the charge of the first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow, you are sentenced to the custody of the State Board of Corrections to serve the maximum allowed sentence, a fixed determinate life imprisonment sentence with no possibility of parole.
In the final act on January 31st, 2023, Lori Vallow Daybell's fate is sealed as she receives a life sentence without the possibility of parole for murder and conspiracy. A chilling tale of darkness, her choices have led her to this conclusion. A fitting end to an astonishing courtroom drama. If you want more content like this, subscribe to Crime Circuit. I love y'all. Stay safe till next time. Peace.